What's up, everyone? I just wanted to deliver a message to any of you that consider yourselves truth seekers or awakened individuals. This is something that I've been kind of pondering and thinking about over the course of this week, and I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for bravely digging into all the uncomfortable truths, all of the hidden agendas, all of the all the theories and the lies and the manipulation. Thank you for all the work that you've done in researching everything that's going on around this COVID crisis and doing your best to speak your truth and share your opinion and help those around you see the light. You've done a great job, and based on what I've been seeing over the last week or so, I've been getting the message that we've done our job, right? You've done your job. You've planted those seeds of truth. I think that we have reached a level of peak awareness that I honestly didn't see coming this fast. And to me, that was most evidenced by how the documentary Plandemic went viral. It just all of a sudden, with all the resources out there, all the documentaries and the interviews that we all know about and have all been watching, that just happened to be the one that hit at the right time. I saw people I never imagined would be woke sharing that message and sharing that video and voicing their concern. And it's also interesting that it didn't take too long, maybe within a few days, we saw our first wave of counter truth, right? I saw a lot of posts that were attempting to quote debunk Plandemic or debunk some of these uncomfortable truths, to allow people to keep their head in the sand or protect the status quo or the way things have always been. And it's understandable. I mean, it really is. There's a measure of safety that people, I think everyone is craving right now. Those of us that are truth seekers, we find that safety in the truth, and we find that safety in knowing what is happening behind the scenes. But there are those of us as well, family members, friends, that find comfort in, the old belief that ignorance is bliss. They don't want to bring their vibe down with some of that information, so to speak. And that's okay. That's okay. We can't force them. And like I said, the seeds have been planted. We all know the truth will come out as it has continued to do so. And they will understand in due time in their own process. And I think right now the best thing that we can do is just have compassion for those that may be unwilling to hear us or to listen to our truth. And I really want to encourage you to take a step back at this point and think of it as, if a gardener were to plant their seeds, you can't overwater it. If you overwater the seed, it'll die. And I believe the same goes to this situation. I think that we've all done plenty with regards to seed spreading and forcing people to believe what you believe or have the same opinion that you have can ultimately backfire, and I'm sure many of you have experienced that already. And so I want to just say thank you again, and honestly be glad that we're all facing this in different ways. Because if you think of this as a collective effort and we all have our individual, pieces of rope that we're pulling, right? If this whole crisis or this transition or, this global state that we're in is imagine as a big boulder, and we all have a piece of rope to pull that boulder aside. If we were all pulling on the same rope, if we were all buying into the same narrative, if we were all navigating this in the same way, the rope would break. You can't pull a boulder this size with one rope. We all have our own rope. We all are going through this in different ways and processing it in different ways, facing different aspects of darkness, facing different shadows. And by doing that, by each of us going through that, that process that at an energetic level is very similar. The details may be different, the stories may be different, but energetically it's the same. We're facing this darkness that's been presented to all of us and our own individual timelines and storylines and day-to-day events. And by doing so, and by each pulling that individual rope, that's how we have millions of ropes all pulling on the boulder, and that's how we can make true change. And so just know that even though somebody's going through something very different or a different way, it's okay. It's actually better that way. And they will come to know the truth in divine timing when their soul is ready. And in the meantime, the best thing that we can do as way showers and as leaders of this truth movement, I think the best thing we can do is just take a step back and really take time to visualize what that harvest, how those seeds are going to sprout. You know, what do you want New Earth to look like? You know, when the dust settles on all that's going on, what do you want to see? You know, what do you want to see inside of yourself? What do you want to see for your family? What do you want to see for the world at large? You know, what kind of structures? What do the structures look like? You know, and so get creative and, you know, decide what it is that you want to build in this new era, this new chapter. What is it you want to create? You know, now that you know, all the truths out there and the lies that we've been told, and you see the structures crumbling, you know, what do you want to build? What are you going to do about it? You know, what's your response? What are you personally going to do or create to make this world a better place? And I think that's a big enough task in of itself to keep us busy. And make sure to pay attention to what makes you feel good, because that's going to lead you in the right direction. You know, what makes your heart feel good? What do you want to create that just lights you up, that makes you feel awesome, that makes you feel excited to get up and out of bed every day? Because that's gonna lead to true fulfillment. And so I guess that's all I really had to say at this point, but I wanted to check in, and I felt like that message was important. So please let me know what you think in the comments, and please reach out to me if you have any questions or feedback. I'd love to hear from you all. And until next time, I hope you have a great day. I love you all.